What's up, y'all? Erroneous here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the brand new patch update 10.45.0. Yes, I'm a little bit late on this one, but if you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in and watching the video until the end. Please do so, that would be fantastic, and supporting the channel. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. So let's get into this. All right, so I'm going to go through some of the highlights of the update 10.45 in today's video. So first off, Faction Wars hard mode. It will be starting tomorrow, I believe, but at the time of this recording, it is Monday, 1:22 in the afternoon. So hard mode, it's core, the new difficulty for Faction Wars, as you expect, beat hard crypts, so they're a lot harder than before. And you're going to be fighting tough enemies, and the actual fights are going to be based on specifics, like you have to kill the boss with having debuffs, or kill the boss with certain champs, or awakening levels, yada yada yada. Of course, awakening levels affect you the same way as it would in hard dungeon mode. So if you have higher awakening on your champions, of course you're going to do more damage to the boss, and you'll take less damage as well. So that's kind of big when it comes to soul stones, so you do have to farm iron twins for that. So you have to unlock, of course you can't unlock hard mode until you complete the normal mode of Faction Wars, and that's kind of unfortunate because I really wish they made it so that as long as you beat a faction crypt itself, you unlock the hard portion for that faction crypt itself. But it is what it is. I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Maybe it was difficult for them to develop in game. Let's see. So Faction War hard mode keys, they're the same. So with the new patch coming on the May 13th, which is going to be tomorrow, finally get unlocked. To make the most of it, recommend saving your Faction War keys after the reset. So tonight, it's 1:23 p.m. now. So tonight for the reset, Eastern Standard Time, it's at 8 p.m. EST where I'm at. So save the keys. Once it resets, use your keys now up until reset for the 13th. So that way you can actually dive into the new crypts and try to push your way up. Now, obviously, it's not the end of the world if you utilize your keys and you have to wait one day to go into the hard crypts if you're end game and you're pushing the crypts. So don't get too upset about it. Obviously, if you utilize your keys too soon, then it happens. It's not the end of the world. You're still going to push. I know there's going to be some people that are going to be upset about that, but it's not the end of the world. New Faction War challenges, new reward chain to hard mode like before, earn stars completing crypt stages without losing any champions, which unlocks various milestones and goodies. However, completing the stage without any losses will only get you 2 stars. The 3rd star, you'll have to fulfill a specific condition, like I said earlier, in order to beat that stage. So every single stage is going to have a condition to get 3 stars. If you just beat it, you get 2 stars, awesome. I recommend just pushing as far up as you possibly can. Don't worry about 3-starring right away. Just push as far as you possibly can and try to get to the highest stage in faction crypts. So that way you're collecting the higher rarity glyphs, especially haste glyphs. Haste glyphs are going to be the most impactful glyph on anybody's account because speed wins in this game. So just keep that in mind. These can include killing enemies with stripping buffs, so on and so forth, healing them, maybe putting a heal reduction on them, something like that, or provoke or stun. So for rewards, higher difficulty means more generous rewards. Like I said, get yourself as far as possible. You'll find plenty of hard mode faction wars. Clearing stages will yield artifact and relic crafting materials. So there's going to be good relic crafting materials here, so you can potentially get your hands on a mythical or legendary relic. More than likely, you're going to get rares and epics, more often than not, though. So new glyphs will be able to get your stats even higher than the current glyphs that you have. So once you get to hard mode faction wars, you should just be farming hard mode faction wars. You should never be farming normal mode faction wars anymore. And I really hope to God Plarium doesn't add into it for the clan quests or the daily quests or the advanced quests that, hey, beat a normal faction crypt. If you do that, oh my God, it's going to be so annoying. I don't think they should do that whatsoever. And yeah, so don't do that, Plarium. Don't force people to have to go back to the normal crypts, okay? Just don't do it. Clearing hard mode stages 7, 14, and 21 for the first time will provide you with a one-time reward on top of the usual yield And finally, there are various prizes for the new Faction War challenges. You can expect shards, soulstones, skill tomes, etc. So Faction War relics, they've already talked about this. There's going to be 8 new relics, 2 rares, 2 epics, 2 legendaries, and 2 mythicals added into the game. Leaderboards, they're going to add leaderboards as well. We're starting a closed test on new leaderboards feature, and will provide additional information when they're ready to go live. So this is not going to go live with this update for tomorrow. This is going to be some type of closed test that they're doing behind the scenes to try to add more leaderboards into the game. So when they do, you'll be able to see the top 100 players for all arena modes, 6 dungeons, and top 3 players who excel at all these dungeons in the world. So if you're one of those players that really want to be number 1 in everything, then yeah, that's kind of cool. Obviously, if you're not so fussed about it, like I'm not too fussed about that, but it would be kind of cool. It's more for just bragging rights, to be honest. All leaderboards will be available in regional and global variants and will be refreshed regularly once per week, similar to Arena, and once per 2 weeks for dungeons. So Arena will reset once a week for leaderboards, and dungeons will reset every 2 weeks. Climbing to the top of these spots of leaderboards will earn you new badges and avatar frames. Okay, that gives you more of a reason to want to actually go for the top. So people will be trying to push this as much as possible for new badges and avatar frames. Instant miscellaneous, this is random. Instant poison HP burn activation effects will be reworked. As of update 10.45, the damage inflicted will account for buffs, debuffs, and other effects that increase, decrease, or otherwise affect poison and HP burn. We'll add 100 unlockable slots to Champion Collection and 100 unlockable slots to the Reserve Vault. So they're giving us more space in the Tavern and the Reserve Vault in the Tavern. So not too bad. That's actually always welcome. And in terms of HP burn and poison, they're reducing the damage that it affects champions. So you have to have more buffs or more debuffs on the enemy. That's kind of annoying. So it's going to be harder for you to solo content. I think they're doing this to make it so you can't really solo the faction crypts, I assume. That's the only thing I can think of, because HP burn and poison works really well on faction crypts if you're just trying to beat it for the first time on normal mode. But obviously on hard mode, they're going to make it more challenging for everybody. So that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's going to impact the rest of the game for dungeons and things like that. So if you're soloing or duoing, maybe Hard Dragon 10 with a Stultus, that's what I do. I solo with Stultus on Hard 10. So now he might not be able to solo unless he has even better stats than he currently has, which is kind of annoying. But we'll see once that comes into the game. You already know about the Norog and the Gallius updates. They got new champions. Fireheart I already went over in a video. Maybe I'll link that video up here somewhere so you guys can take a look at that video. I went over her kit and gave you my impression on her. We've got another new champion, Naomi, Spear of Nerissa, Void, legendary defense-based champion from the Sylvan Watchers. Attacks one enemy, places decreased attack and decreased crit rate on the target for 2 turns, has a 50% chance that these debuffs cannot be blocked or resisted. Wow, that's strong. 50% chance. And it books out to a 75% chance. So it's great, but it's also frustrating because you have a 25% chance of it not landing at all. That's really strong for Chimera. And this will be very strong, this champion, specifically for the Sylvan Watchers hard mode faction crypts, in my opinion. On the A2, attacks one enemy. If the target has 50% HP or less, this attack is always critical and will also ignore 50% of the target's defense. So this chick can probably smack, I assume. Places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of shield is equal to the difference between the target's current max HP, or current HP, and the target's max HP. So the target's current HP. So if they're like at half HP and their max HP is 100,000, it's going to do a shield taken from that and put on your champions. So say you did it on attack one enemy like a Duchess. The Duchess' current HP is 25%. So they're at 25% HP. Their max HP is 100k. You get a 75k shield. If I'm reading this correctly, you should get a 75k HP shield on your champions in Arena. That's actually disgusting. If you target a boss, the value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense instead, because if it was a boss, the bosses have like hundreds of thousands of HP, so the shield would be way too big. We'd be going back to the Hydra days where you could build that, you know, overpowered shield forever and ever, the Infinity Shield, which you can't do that anymore. So they made sure not to do that in her kit, or else she would be way too broken. I think she's going to be very, very strong. Don't sleep on this champion. She's actually very, very strong so far. If the target is killed, reduces the cooldowns of all allies' skills by 2 turns. That's incredible. That is incredible. I think she's going to be insane. The sad part is it's only attacks 1 time on an enemy. So, hard countered against UDK, hard countered against Harima. That's a little bit of a problem. She is void, so she'll always crit on Harima, but she reduces the damage dealt from the ignore defense ability. On the A3, heals all allies. The value of the heals proportional to her defense. Also places a block debuff buff and 50% ally protection. Not bad on a 3-turn. This other one is on a 4-turn. So this Cerulean guard ability on a 4-turn, not really too excited about the fact that it's on a 4-turn. I wish it was a 3-turn cooldown. She's a void legendary. I mean, come on. She's a void legendary. Give her a 3-turn. Maybe it would be too broken with that shield. Maybe they think that the shield would be way too big. But we're going to see once we get testing on her. Shield Mistress places a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn at the start of the round. That's filthy. And each time this champion's HP drops below 50%, you guys know that we have those relics, like the Cerulean tier or something like that, I think it's called. If you go to the relics here, relic index. No, I said that completely wrong. Where is it? This one right here. The golden elixir. Cerulean tier. I'm thinking of Elden Ring over here or something. Wearer is instantly healed by 10% when their HP drops below 50%. So if you put that on her, she's going to keep on getting back up past 50% HP. This could be a broken passive. It's going to be just as annoying as the Odin that you face in Arena as well. So if there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. I want this champion badly on my freaking team. Nyam Spear of Neresia could be God mode in meta in Arena if you use her right, especially if you put her in a protection set. Protect that shield, protect the block damage, protect the ally protection. No pun intended. Uziel of the Blade, legendary spirit dwarf champion, attack base, looking like Gimli from the Lord of the Rings. Kind of interesting look there. Ruthless Axe Master A1 attacks an enemy, 20% chance of granting an extra turn. That's filthy. If this attack kills an enemy, grants another extra turn. Oh, this could be broken. Holy crap, this could be broken. If it kills an enemy, grants an extra turn. If it doesn't kill an enemy, potential chance to grant an extra turn, then kills them, and then grants an extra turn. That's nasty. Stonehearted attacks all enemies before attacking, reduces the value of any shield buffs on the enemies by 100%. Wow. And places a 60% increased defense on them for 2 turns. Wow. Oh, sorry, increased defense. Decreased defense. These effects cannot be resisted if this skill was used on an extra turn. Jeez. Has a 20% chance of granting an extra turn. This chance increases by 10% for each critical hit. This is nuts. This guy's nuts. I feel like the dwarves are pretty broken of a faction, to be honest. They have like the most broken characters. Like Arnorn. Arnorn is so broken. Then you got Royal Fury. Attack one enemy. Will ignore shield, block damage, and unkillable. Also ignores Stone Skin. And 100% of the target's defense if this skill was used on an extra turn or an instant turn. Shu Zhen comes to mind, obviously. And then, who else does an instant turn? I guess you could use Freya. Freya does an instant turn. So if he has your highest crit damage or highest damage on the team, with Freya, geez, he could be an absolutely broken character. Increases the chance for a passive. Increases the chance for all allies to gain an extra turn by 5%. If there are multiple champions on the team with the skill, only one will activate. This champion deals 25% more damage on extra turns. Increases ally attack in arena battles by 33%. I highly recommend, if he's paired with this chick, they're gonna be disgusting together. That could be a really good pairing, by the way. Increase the ally attack in arena by 33%, like I said. Yeah, I love that guy. That guy's awesome. I wouldn't mind having him on my account as well. Preva the Slitherer. Force support demon spawn. Attack one enemy, transfer all debuffs from this champion to the target. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under 3 or more debuffs. I guess that would be pretty good against the Hard Dragon. A1 Hard Dragon, send the debuffs back. Can't be resisted because he places so many debuffs. Who else places tons of debuffs? I guess that could be good for the Spider in Doom Tower. She could be decent there. Heals all allies by 25% of her max HP. Then places increased defense and increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. That's pretty strong. On a 3-turn cooldown, that's really good. Revives a single ally 100% HP, 50% turn meter. Fully resets the skills, the cooldown of the skills, on a 4-turn. That's really nice. It's only 1 ally, but that is really nice though. Halfway to getting their turn to potentially nuke. At the start of this champion's turn, this is her passive, transfers 1 debuff from each ally to this champion, will not transfer any CC debuffs. This effect cannot be resisted or blocked. If there are multiple champions on the team, only one will activate. At the end of this champ's turn, fills the turn meter of all allies by 10% and an additional 2% for each debuff on this champion. If there are multiple champions on the team with a skill, only one will activate. And increase speed in all battles by 20%. I think that she's an okay champion. She's not like insane, but she's definitely very strong. She's very strong, and she could still be used in arena as a speed aura. She could be very strong there. With the main thing that I think is good with her kit is her Seed of Corruption revive, fully reset the cooldown of their skills. I think she's going to be better in PvE as compared to PvP because of this stun. She doesn't steal the CC, so she just steals the non-CC debuffs. So she's not like incredible, but she's definitely strong. I think she's going to be great for PvE. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below in terms of the brand new 10.45. Are you excited for the new Faction War hard mode? I'm super excited for it. These new champions are phenomenal. And yeah, I'll see you on a video soon. Take care.